Hi guys, we're back. Okay, so one of the biggest questions I get asked is how do you use the program, how do you make coins, what's best to do? Well, to be honest, everybody trades in different ways, so there's absolutely no right answer. My reply to that would be, okay, well, do you prefer bidding on players? Do you prefer doing sniping, buy it now? Do you prefer doing consumables? Are there certain consumables that you like? Do you only bid on players from certain leagues like Premier League or Bundesliga or La Liga because they're popular? Or do you want to bid on players from other leagues because you know there's an SBC coming out? There's just so many answers to that question. So that's down to you as an individual. I will make separate videos on each of the features and how you use them, bidding, buy it now, within player management, the custom filters and the consumables. So I'll show you each one of those individually. And if you're not quite sure, then you can obviously make a decision based on what you're seeing in the videos, how you want to trade. So just to dip in on some of the features here. So player management tab, this is bidding on certain players. So you know the name of the player that you want to get, you know the minimum price, you know the maximum price, and you know what you want to list them for. So on this screen here, let's just load Lacazette for example. So I'm saying that Lacazette, I want to buy Lacazette for 750 coins. The start price is 750, the max price is 900, and when I go to sell him, I want to sell him for 1,100, and the start price 1,100 and the buy it now price as 1,200. The bids per cycle, that's how many times you want to bid on this player per cycle. So a cycle is however many players you have in your list. So if you have 10 players in your list, then your cycle will go for each of those 10 players. If you've only got one player in your list, then your cycle is just going to repeat itself. So bear that in mind. The bid type, so that's what I was saying just a minute ago. That depends how you want to purchase Lacazette. So do you want to snipe, in other words buy it now? Do you want to do a max bid? So when I say max bid, that would take your max bid column from here, 900, and that would basically bid 900 each time. So if you don't win them for 900, it's not going to go any higher than that. And the other one is incremental, which is the one I've got selected on this. Now, this is quite good, but you might not win as much that way. You probably win more given your max bid. Bearing in mind, for FIFA 23, we're going to have a shared transfer market between PC, Xbox and PlayStation. So it's going to be very, very busy. So it's probably going to be easier to win players, but it might even be a little bit harder to sell players, depending on who you go for. So the incremental takes a 750 and bids, so next bid would be 800, 850, up to a maximum of 900. Now you'll notice this active, so that's set to no just now. Active is, do you want to bid on that player, yes or no, or should it bid on that player in that cycle? So we would hit yes, of course, if we wanted to pick up Lacazette. If we didn't, we would just select that to no. And you can update these screens as the application's running. You can adjust your prices on the fly as well. The Footbin player ID, so we are trying to do some integration with Footbin, which is proving a bit of a pain, unfortunately. So at the moment, you can copy the player ID from the link on Footbin. You'll see a typical address, what it looks like for 22, and this is the ID that you copy in there. The main reason behind that is you can just quickly load a player, hit check Footbin prices, and it loads up that player on Footbin, basically. So quite a handy little feature to save you searching each player individually if you wanted to update your prices. Just while we're talking about Footbin, so the most important part of this is the bio name and transfer market name. So this is a really basic example of the Alexandre Lacazette, but let's see if we can find somebody a little bit more. There's Alvaro. Let's take Alvaro for example. So his bio name on FIFA, so you know when you click player bio, the bio name is different from what the actual transfer market name is. So transfer market name is when you hit search on the transfer market, what that comes up as. So I would recommend taking these down. You can type them in if you want, but you're probably prone to errors. So I would recommend taking these exactly from FUTBin. Simple copy and paste job, as I've done with that already, but I'll show you what I mean. There's a man, Alvaro. So there's his bio name, and there's his card name or his transfer market name. So it's got some special characters in it as well, which UK keyboard, it's not always easy to get on the UK keyboard. So you can copy that in for your bio name, and you can his card name's Alvaro. So just watch out for spaces as well there, guys. Copy the same in for the transfer market name, but we know it's not obviously the same full amount, it's just Alvaro, so you can do that for you. When you want to update, you can just update existing player. If it's a brand new player, you can add new player, and of course if you wanted to delete the player, you can do. So okay, I think that pretty much covers off the player management side of things. I'll show you in action in another video. Custom search filters, pretty similar to the players, but obviously this is if you want to bid on like certain leagues. Like, well, there you go, there's custom filter 1 for example, so that's bidding on gold defenders from Scotland in the Premier League that play for the club Arsenal. That's quite specific because it's probably going to pick up Kieran Tierney. So, but you can obviously take out, I don't know, Arsenal, Scotland, and change your bid price. So I've left these as free term text boxes. The reason for that is because they're always bringing out new Rarity and cards, and I would be forever updating the app with new card names. You can even put chemistry styles on there as well. So you have to put these in manually, and you have to take these exactly as it is inputted on the web app. So, like for example, you don't just put Netherlands. You don't just put like Nether. You have to spell it exactly as Netherlands or Netherlands as it is on the web app. Same goes for the club as well. Like you've got say Dortmund. I can't remember what it's like on FIFA, but Dortmund, is it Dortmund or is it Borussia Dortmund? So this gives you a lot more freedom, because if the FIFA decide to update their game, we don't necessarily need to keep bringing out new versions of the app. But there is a little margin for error there as well. So if you do load up the app and you're trying to search for it and it says error, first thing you do is check your spelling. Make sure it's exactly the same as the web app. I'm hoping the rest of this is fairly self-explanatory. Bid type. So, the price is bid or buy it now. And then you've got your bid type. Again, your incremental, your max bid, and your bin as explained on the other page there. And of course whether it's active or not. So you can set up 100 different filters and you can choose which ones you want active at whatever stages. It's probably self-explanatory here as well. Update existing filter, add new filter, and delete filters. So you don't even need to delete filters, you can just flag them as active no if you wanted to. So you've always got those filters there. I guess that depends on you as an individual. The consumable side of things, that's probably as much straightforward as it gets, to be honest. So let's just select one that I've got here already. So these should all be pre-populated in your app. I'll put them in the config for most people so you can just easily tweak them. Chemistry styles, what chemistry styles I've got. Again, position change, what position change you want. What price, how do you want to buy that? Is it a bid? If it's a bid, is it an incremental bid? Is it a max bid? How many times you want to bid per cycle? And again, whether it's active or not. So, yeah, hopefully pretty self-explanatory. Okay, and the settings side of things. So the settings is quite overwhelming when you have a look at it at first, but once you start to understand what each mode actually does, it's not so bad. I would recommend selecting the app profiles, because these profiles have been designed by me, designed by other professional traders that use FUTAssist, to basically give you the best settings to use at one given time. So it might be that, I don't know, content's just been released or packs have just been released, so that's maybe a busy time, or it's a quiet time, it's maybe during the night where there's not that much on the market, so it might run a little bit slower. Whereas busy times you might want it to run a little bit faster. So I will do a separate video on all these different profiles as well, so just to show you each one individually if you're interested. So let's just say we had a bunch of players set up for buy it now. Let's just load the buy quiet times bin, and you can see that that automatically deselects and selects options for you. So of course you can start to tweak stuff if you like. So you've got like player buy it now search time, for example. So you could do like, this is the amount of time you spend searching that player, going back and forward if you like. So I think 2 minutes is probably enough if you've got quite a few players. Like you could go 1 minute maybe. You could even go 5 minutes, but you're going to go back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. So probably like 2-3 minutes I would say maximum would recommend there. The skip players after, that's only for bidding. So like if the time left is 59 minutes, then, or half an hour, let's say in this example, then it's not going to bid till it's down to the last 10 minutes. So just means you can win a bit more and you're not spending all your credits bidding on players that are, I don't know, days left, say for example. The various buy settings here, so once they've bought, if you want to send them to transfer lists, send them to the unassigned list. Bid war mode, one player mode, that's only if you've ever got one player, and you can select that, but if you've got multiple players and don't select that, it just makes it a bit quicker if you've only got one player. The unlimited bid side of things, that is, you're probably going to be talking about this quite a bit, but that allows you to have as many people in the transfer market as you want by just continuously bidding. It's great. I had something like 5,000 of one player on the market, bought him for 1,000 coins, and suddenly it hits 3,000 coins. You think of the profit, it's pretty big. This watch out bids as well. So if you are bidding, then you probably want to click on that just so it checks the outbids to make sure they're not outbid. If they are outbid, it'll obviously rebid up to your maximum amount. Some miscellaneous settings here, you've got plus and minus buttons. Those are your plus and minus on the web app. So when you put your bid in, you can like hit plus twice and it'll go up from 800 to 900, for example. I recommend using that because occasionally, depending on the speeds of people's browsers at the time, occasionally we've seen the odd time where it's maybe put the wrong bid in there. So it's much safer to use those buttons, which is why I've pre-selected them. Switch accounts, if that's checked, uncheck it. I'm going to take it out the next release, so hopefully it's not there. Settings on the right hand side are all your sell settings. So if you've got a player like Lacazette, if you want to sell him for 1,200 as our max price, we can do a bit of fluctuation on that. So we've got 100 Lacazette, we don't want to sell them all for the same price. Can maybe do a little bit of fluctuation which randomly fluctuates the price based on the plus and minus clicks. So depending on whatever range you want in there. Hopefully most of these are self-explanatory. Clear expired items. Relist individually, just goes through each one and checks the price. Takes a bit longer obviously. Clear sold items. List from unassigned, so that's if you're using like the unlimited bids for example, you'll probably see that checked. And list from transfer targets. Again, the unlimited bids. Sorry, the unassigned won't be the unlimited bids, it'll be the transfer markets and unlimited bids. And you can even delay your listings if you want, so you can say like list for every 1 minute, so it staggers those players on the market if you know they're going for a reasonable price. I'll go into this in a bit more detail in some of the feature videos. Speed wise, medium, fast probably. Bidding I tend to do medium, buy it now, I tend to do fast or very fast. They're all safe, so it's fine. It's fine to use very fast. It's just that you might get picked up as a soft ban by EA quicker, which is nothing to be concerned about. It just means that they see you as searching a lot or buying a lot. So if you do like medium or fast, you'll probably find it takes a little bit longer to get picked up by EA. App runtime, I've got it set to 90 on that one, but you can change that. I probably wouldn't go any longer than 2-3 hours at a time. So that would be my maximum. If you want to go more than that, you can, but it's entirely up to you guys. Obviously the mode you've got buy and sell, but these are all based off the app profiles. Cool. Quite a long video this, so I'll stop it there and I'll pick up on the next one. Cheers.